What up, YouTube? Team Movies here. Now, here is my segment where I call it Throwback Films, where I talk about the films that turn 10 and 20. This is my getting over video, because boy, you feel old when you think about how old these films are. But anyway, here are the films that are turning 10 and 20 this week. All right, the films that turn 10 include Sean Levy's comedy Date Night, which here's what date night is about. Worried that the spark has gone from their marriage, Phil and Claire Foster plan a romantic night at a hip Manhattan eatery. And when they arrive, however, the restaurant is heaving, and without a reservation, Phil ends up claiming that they are an absent dinners the Triple Horns. The plot also seems to have a work, but they end up being interrupted as their meal because there are actually people who literally are after their characters or the people that they're portraying. So yeah, what turns out into a case of mistaken identity turns into and I mean it's a really messed up date night that happens here. And really, that new movie that's supposed to come out to Netflix now, The Lovebirds with Issa Rae and Kumail Nanjiani, that sort of sounds like looks similar to Date Night. And Date Night is actually pretty funny. You know, Steve Carell and Tina Fey were both great in this. You also had some other good cast members like James Franco, Mark Wahlberg. You also had Taraji B. Henson, Kristen Wiig, Mark Ruffalo, Mila Kunis. You know, you had Common, J.B. Smoove, Will I Am was in this, William Fichtner, John Bernthal. It had some really good supporting players. And if you guys never really seen Date Night, do yourself a favor, go check it out. It's a really hilarious flick. And Steve Carell and Tina Fey, they should do another film together. Those two really play off each other well. Alright, another film that turns 10, it's a film called After.Life, which is about a horrific car crash and a young teacher awakens on a slab, and the funeral director convinces her that she is not alive, but transitioning into the spirit world. It stars Liam Neeson, Christina Ricci, Justin Long. I've seen this movie. It's not that good. It's not really like they don't really know if they can't really tell if they want it to be a horror film. Liam Neeson wasn't even all that great in this. Yeah, this Afterlife was kind of bland. Anyway, Crazy It turns 10 though. Alright, now the film's turning 20. We got a film called Black and White, which Black and White is actually pretty decent. It is directed by James Toback, which is a bit awkward to talk about James Toback now because, you know, James Toback is one filmmaker who ended up being accused of I'm not going to go into any details, but he is part of the Me Too era. So yeah, but in Black and White, you know, you got Rich Barrett, who is this up and coming star in the hip hop world, who everyone wants to be around him, including Raven, played by Gabby Hoffman, and her fellow upper class high school friends. And so the growing appeal of black culture among white teens fascinates documentary filmmaker Sam Dogner, played by Brooke Shields, who sets out to chronicle it with her husband named Terry, played by Robert Downey Jr. And it's actually pretty decent. Like you also had Jared Leto, Mike Tyson, Ben Stiller, Donald Trump's ex-wife Marla Maples. Some really cool cast members was in this. It's a very dark teen comedy. It's decent coming of age tale. If you guys never really seen Black and White, it's pretty decent. Alright. Also turning 20, we got Ready to Rumble, which stars David Arquette and Scott Conn, who portrays these two best friends, Gordy Boggs and Sean Dawkins, who's these two best friends who operate a Seawage truck and idolize a pro wrestler named Jimmy King, played by Oliver Platt. And so Diamond Dallas Page, played by Dallas Page, ends up dethroning their hero, and so like Gordy and Sean embark on a mission to help King get his title back. Ready to Rumble is pretty horrible. You know, David Arquette and Scott Conn both couldn't save this movie at all. It is a wrestling based film. It has a major wrestling star in it, but that aside, it's not really that funny. It's not even that fun to watch. It's kind of pathetic, and it is from director Brian Robbins, who gave us the Flintstones live action movie and Jingle All the Way 2 and blah blah blah. Uh, yeah. Anyway, also turning 20, we got Return to Me, which stars David Duchovny, Minnie Driver, David Al Greer. Not really that bad of a film. There's also Rules of Engagement with Sam Jackson. You also had Tommy Lee Jones, Guy Pearce, Ben Kingsley, and that's not really all that good. It's and it stars Jackson as this Colonel Terry Childers, who's this 30-year Marine veteran who's a decorated officer with a combat experience in Vietnam. And so Barut and Desert Storm, who's a patriot, a hero, but now the country he ends up serving so well has put him on trial for a rescue mission that went that ends up going terribly wrong. And yeah, it's not really. It's you have Sam Jackson, Tom Lee Jones should be pretty decent, two awesome actors, but movie kind of felt flat. It ended up getting pretty boring at times, getting very predictable. Yeah, Rules of Engagement. The David Spade sitcom is better because it has the same title. So anyway, and as for Return to Me, in it stars Return to Me stars David Duchovny from X Files fames, and in it, you know, he plays this guy who's very heartbroken and struggling emotionally after his wife ends up dying in a car accident. And so he agrees to go on a blind date set up by his friend named Charlie, played by David Allen Greer. But though the date ends up fizzling, he ends up sparks ends up flying between him and this waitress named Grace, played by Minnie Driver, who's this recovered heart transplant patient. And those two had really great chemistry together. I mean, who does not love Minnie Driver? She's just a dog. David Duchovny was pretty terrific. It was a nice rom com, a nice early 2000 rom com if you think of it. Yeah, pretty decent film. I mean, if you guys never really seen Return to Me yet, go check it out. Minnie Driver and David Duchovny both had really decent chemistry. Anyway, that's pretty much it. All right, let me let you guys. Which of these films stand out to you the most? Like in the 10-year one, my favorite one out of the 10-year one has got to be Date Night. Date Night is terrific and hilarious. And out of the 20-year one, my favorite is actually Black and White. With Robert Downey Jr., Gary Hoffman, some pretty good cast members. If you guys never really seen Black and White or Date Night, two really terrific films. And crazy to believe that Black and White turns 20 and Date Night turns 10. I mean, it's unbelievable there. Let me let you go. Oh, I already said that. Anyway, drop a comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell for more notifications. This is Timu signing off.